How you looking in your fantasy, bro?
Nah, I'm already packing it in for next
I'm
week.
down bad, and welcome back to the Concast. Brand new episode featuring all you boys. And we're going back to the good old NFL, right where we just started. All right, so we're a little bit past, Super Bowl. Fans such as ourselves are super excited for the free agency to get underway, and we've seen many free agent signings, trades, and players re-signing back with their respective teams. Big trades and signings such as Debo Samuel to Washington, Devontae Adams to the Rams, DK Metcalf to the Steelers, and just to name a few of you have Saquon, Zach Bond, Max Crosby, Miles Garrett, Josh Allen, all re-signing back with their respective teams. What do we think of all of this? It's been a busy time in the NFL.
Today was like a domino effect. One quarterback after the next,
That's how you made it
one
happen,
asset
one
guy
player to the next got me busy too, man.
re-signing after the
Yeah,
next.
you guys got to
It's
sign
been an
guys
interesting day because
because if you miss,
it's been one of
yeah, you
those
don't want to miss out on nobody, right?
it's been one of those things today. Like I felt like ever since the free agency started, like with the list of quarterbacks and wide receivers that were up for re-signing, it was once one domino fell, which was Darnold, then it was Fields, and then it just spiraled into all the quarterbacks getting signed, and we still got a few more to go. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
One of Imran's guys, Sam Darnold.
Imran,
He's going to Seattle.
he led me to my fantasy chat. He led me to good in the fantasy season this year,
Yeah,
so I got
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's your guy, Well, he is now going to the Seahawks for a 3-year, $110 million contract.
get that
Is he going to
mola,
be the
that
Seattle
mola.
franchise quarterback? Is he the new franchise quarterback? Is this what's going on?
Well, yeah, gave him the money. Good for him. Get that. We all know that Seattle is about to rebuild their whole franchise as a whole. Like days after Geno Smith signed with the Raiders and DK Metcalf got traded to took his talents to the Steel City. They signed Sam Darnold. I mean, it's very surprising to me like this happened. I mean, last season he had all career highs in Minnesota, and now he gets a $110 million contract. I mean, don't forget how he performed in the last two games of the season. That one game
Saw
against
ghosts.
the one game against the Detroit Lions to claim the number one seed. Then they went to a neutral site to play the Rams in the NFL playoffs, and we all know what happened as well too. Happened there as well too. He couldn't get it done when it mattered, and those two games should have really shown like how he really is when it comes to the big stages. I mean, in Minnesota, he had great talent around him. You had Justin Jefferson, top three, top two wide receiver in the league. You had Jordan Addison. You had T.J. Hawkinson, and you also had Aaron Jones at running back as well too. Then on top of that too, you had one of the best defense in the NFL as well too. I mean, the Seahawks do not have the talent that the Vikings have, and now that they've lost the DK Metcalf and now Tyler Lockett got released as well too. The only person they have a wide receiver is JSN, and they have Kenneth Walker the third at running back. I mean, and even their offensive line too, it's below average unit as well too. I mean, if the Seahawks can magically add pieces around Darnold and add to their offensive line as well too, I'll give it a 50-50 shot for them to be their new franchise quarterback. But you're not getting talented wide receivers such as Justin Jefferson on your team. No way that is happening. He's not the answer, and he's not going to be the same player in Seattle as he was in Minnesota, unless the Seahawks somehow try to replicate the offense that the Vikings had. But I don't see this happening at all. It was a pretty bad signing.
I thought this, like, I mean, with Geno Smith going, Sam Darnold was the best quarterback probably on the board for the Seahawks to go get. And Sam Darnold wanted to play a part of the Seattle team. I know we talked about the fact that Seattle doesn't have their biggest weapon, DK Metcalf, but they have a true wide receiver one in JSN who can be that replacement guy for DK Metcalf. And I do think the Seattle Seahawks are not done making moves. They know that they need more around Sam Darnold to compete for the playoffs. But last year they were 10-7 with Geno Smith, and think they're just going to be right around that same mark again with Sam Darnold.
It's like you said, bro. Is there is if you don't get him, somebody's going to take him, give him the same money, because that's what these quarterbacks are like. This is what their price range is now. Unfortunately, he has a little.
Today was the
He's,
domino
he's
effect,
one
though.
little something. Therefore, in their eyes, he's worth a little more. Well, what does he want? He went to the playoffs. You're a playoff quarterback.
He went to the Jets. He would have went to the Steelers. He could have went to the
Huh?
Giants.
He was not. He was definitely not going back to MetLife
It's
Stadium.
all
We all
about that
know
money,
that.
bro.
He was definitely not going back to MetLife at all.
It's like a panic. It's not a panic signing, but it's like a urgency sign. If you don't get him, who are you gonna get that's better than him?
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna get Aaron Rodgers, that's for sure.
With
Maybe not
Sam
better
Darnold,
than him.
they
Okay,
feel
sorry, that's wrong. Not better, but who works in their system in that sense? Who do you think could work with what we're going to be working with?
Yeah, and mind you too, he's still young as well.
Justin Fields, who is now a New York Jet, signing a 2-year, $40 million deal, and Pittsburgh is still on the quest to find their QB. Now that Fields is off the board, why couldn't the Steelers retain him and sign him to a deal? And can he do better than Aaron Rodgers did in New York?
So I'll take that away. I think the reason why Justin Fields didn't sign back, I think from the beginning, if he wanted to be with the Steelers, he would have been locked up for. If Justin Fields wanted to be back with the Steelers, he would have got that. They would have got that deal done from before the start of free agency this afternoon. The fact that he was even open past the time shows that his interests were somewhere else, whether it's with the Jets, whether it's with the could have been Seahawks or whoever it could have been. I guess Justin Fields felt a lot disrespected last year. Like he is not a backup quarterback, and the fact that he got benched just shows where the Steelers' head was at in terms of where how much they valued him as a quarterback one. And he didn't feel like he was valued. The Jets gave him an opportunity to come in and be that guy, and he still got some pieces around him. He's got a young Garrett Wilson, he's got Brees Hall. So I think Justin Fields will definitely perform better than Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. I saw I liked what I saw out of Justin Fields last year in the games that he played with the Steelers. He gives the element that Aaron Rodgers can't, which is to run, which is to be mobile in the pocket. And can he do better than Aaron Rodgers in New York? I think absolutely. I think he'll probably double the win total.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you as well too. I mean, he's deserving of this contract. Mind you, he's only 26 years old. Still got plenty to prove in the league. He can be explosive with his run game. In his second year with the Bears, he rushed for over 1,100 yards just by rushing. And he also finished top 10 in MVP voting that year too. I agree with you too. It's very mind boggling to me why Pittsburgh didn't keep him because he's so young and he has a lot of talent to show. But we all know from when the season started last season to the off season now to free agency.
I believe they wanted. Sorry to cut you off, you. I believe it's not. I don't think that they didn't bring him back. I feel like they would have loved to sign Justin Fields more than any quarterback that's on the board, but they just couldn't get that done because of Justin Fields' choice.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So I mean, I it's still kind of strange why they didn't sign him. I mean, even like Pittsburgh, they improved their defense improved their offense with getting DK Metcalf, adding another wide receiver for them who he could easily throw to, and they could have easily made Justin Fields develop him into a better quarterback and give him all the opportunities at his young age. And he can be very consistent with the ball as well too. And like in the 2022-23 season with the Bears, he completed over 60% of his passes as well too. And I wish he had that opportunity in Pittsburgh to showcase what he is capable of doing. But I hope he can prove to everybody what he can do in New York. And as I probably answered the question, and I agree with Asif as well too, he's definitely gonna way better than Aaron Rodgers did in New York. I mean, the
Facts.
Jets finally make a good move. They will go from a prolific passer in Aaron Rodgers to one of the best running quarterbacks in the NFL in Justin Fields. So Fields will be able to do it with his arms and both arms and legs. He also, as Asif stated too, he also reunites with his college teammate Garrett Wilson, where they both played in the University of Ohio, and so that'll be a lot of fun to see too. So they've had that chemistry in the past as well too, and a lot of things will be different with the Jets this upcoming season as well too. I mean, they also hired a new coach in Aaron Glenn too, and you also have Brees Hall as their running back as well. And they're gonna be a very rush yards team. They're gonna be ground and pound a lot. And for this team in the 2025 season, and it's a great move for them. They finally did something good. I mean, there's something to look forward to. I mean, it's not gonna be like a crazy playoff run or anything like that, but I think they can probably get in the mix of things with all the teams. Yeah.
You know what benefits them as well? Him is that their organization is revamped, right? Last year there was a lot of nonsense going on with the Jets. The year before that, crazy. Like
Yeah.
There's a new look.
Jets
There's a new
fans know,
feel.
like it's like the days of our lives in the organization going on. It's just pure nonsense. Like, why, guys? Like, and they cleaned up house. Unfortunately, I think Aaron Rodgers is great, guys. You guys already know that I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers, but yeah, of course he's going to do better than him. It was yes, it was Aaron Rodgers' fault last year, but they still had a bunch of nonsense going on, right?
Yeah.
He coached this,
Yeah.
GM that, president this guy's wife
So
that.
speaking of Aaron Rodgers,
You know,
who isn't currently on any team right now,
yeah,
their team's still looking to fill their QB position. And one of them is the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have Russell Wilson but aren't sure how they're going to use him next season. Do you think Aaron Rodgers could be a good fit for Pittsburgh and be that guy for them, or does he just need to go elsewhere?
Okay,
absolutely.
here's my take. I think
I think.
a lot of people would talk. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You
No,
want to
no,
go
go
first?
ahead, go ahead. Yeah. I'm gonna probably agree
Oh
with
no.
him.
I think out of all the quarterbacks and the way Aaron Rodgers played last season, he's probably not one of the most highest value playing. But I think with the Steelers situation, he's the best quarterback out of all the free agent quarterbacks to fit this scenario, for a few reasons. Why? The pass catchers that the Steelers now have, Pickens and Metcalf, he's the only guy compared to Darnold, Fields. Who else is on the board? Daniel Jones. He's the best quarterback to get those guys the big yardage games that they're talented to have. And second thing is those two guys that you're gonna have to manage in the locker room. Aaron Rodgers definitely, even though he didn't have a best year, he commands the attention of those guys. They have a lot of respect for him either way. So, and with the Steelers, him and Tomlin, they're gonna do something special. And the Steelers defense always has a good defense. So, I think that the only thing the Steelers got to address is their running game is trash. If they can fix up their running game, I think Najee Harris signed with the
Yep.
Chargers.
Yeah,
So I don't know what like everything else looks good for the Steelers, but if they can't run the ball and they have a 55-year-old quarterback who can't move out the pocket either, what are
he's
they
like
gonna do? So yeah, I like the fit
50
though.
years older than me. Yes, it's fine.
Like, he's got to come man in his 50s, bro.
But Pittsburgh Steelers, like they're known to run the ball, so they'll always figure out a way. You know, they'll have somebody.
Who do they got to run the ball?
They'll find somebody. That's their organization's
What's the
way
guy's name
of
again?
life, bro.
Warden.
No, right?
Warden. He's
What do
trash.
we know? Pittsburgh Steelers do?
Always
Play
go
defense, run the
run,
ball,
run the game.
run game, right? So like they figured out a way. Like they'll figure it out. But I wish Aaron Rodgers go there, but I don't. And he's the type of quarterback. You see how this Sam Darnold got signed there, and he got signed there. He's the type of quarterback where he said, whenever I'll choose. He gets to choose. These other guys,
He fits.
yeah, these other guys they have to go there because they know shit. This is where I'm going to get paid. This is where I'm going to fit in. Because if I don't sign here, guess what? I might not even be playing next year.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers will guarantee to be a starting quarterback no matter where he goes.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So, those guys were all backups, right?
Yeah.
Damn right, they're going to go take their money and go be a starter somewhere.
Somewhere else, yeah, absolutely.
Right? Aaron Rodgers is at a point of his career where he's like, I'm going to choose. Let me finish smoking my peyote in the back there in the cut. And when I tell you Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm done. I'm nice and toasty. I'll make my choice.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in agreement with here. He's a good fit for the Steelers. He'll have his Super Bowl champion and head coach in Mike Tomlin, who's never had a losing season, but Pittsburgh hasn't made a deep playoff run in a very long time. They have, as we all stated, they have two good wide receivers in DK Metcalf and George Pickens, who can excel at the receiving core. I mean, between those two, eventually one or two times they'll have one of these guys start complaining like, oh, one of them's not getting the ball and all that as much as the other one.
But they're not. They would have complained to Justin Fields. They're not complaining to Aaron
I know
Rodgers about putting on the
the
ball.
thing is too, if they do say that they will have that veteran presence of Aaron Rodgers will come in and he'll
That's where I failed to mention like Asa said the respect factor, right?
Yeah.
That plays a big part, bro. Like you walked in that locker room, you were talking nonsense over there in that corner. Guess what? This guy walks in, you have to stay quiet. Yes, sir. How you doing, brother? And keep it moving, stay quiet, and you got to listen to this guy.
Yeah, because the veteran presence.
Even though like shit, I can't talk my shit no more. But this guy's the vet. This guy's been there, done that.
Yeah.
I have to listen to this.
Yeah, that's a team he beat in the Super
You
Bowl
don't
as well
have to.
too.
You don't have to take in all the things it says to you,
Yeah.
but there's going to be vital things to pick out from it, and it's going to help you become a better player, right?
Yeah, and he'll like any issues in the locker room, he'll easily be sorted out with all of them. I mean, they still have Jalen Ward at running back. We all know Najee Harris is signed with the Chargers.
Who?
The Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for we're looking for a new running back as well
They
too.
might even draft one, right?
About it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? That's a great take, Imran. I think everybody we all have really, really good takes. Really, a lot of ingredients, a lot of differences today. But the last question I want to go with and ask with and end off with is there are obviously a lot that's happened within the past couple days in terms of free agent signings and trades that have happened. What is your favorite one and what is your least favorite one? And then we'll close it off with that. But that's the one I do want to know. What is your favorite one? Uh, and we'll kick it off with Asif.
Now let these guys go. They have this. He has the same answers as me. So
Okay, cool. Let's go to our straight stat guy.
Yeah,
Imran.
so I'm pretty sure we all with agreements here. I really like the fact that the Rams had signed Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that's.
He will have a lot of opportunities alongside Puka Nakua, and with a veteran quarterback, Super Bowl quarterback, champion quarterback in Matthew Stafford. The Rams are definitely going to be looking to make a big playoff push, and mind you, they came very close to beating the Philadelphia Eagles last year in that divisional round game. And I mean, Adams didn't really have his subpar, crazy stat lines he's had last season and in past years, but he did amount. He did amounts for a 1,000-yard season, and he only had 8 touchdowns with the Jets. And I mean, with Stafford going to be throwing the ball to him, he's going to have a lot of more opportunities, and his numbers are definitely going to be improving a lot. He'll have a lot of more wiggle room to run around, and Rams releasing Cooper Cup now, it gives Puka and both Devontae Adams more opportunity. Then on top of that too, their offense, they also have Kyron Williams at running back. They got Tutu Atwell as well too, another slot wide receiver as well too. So Rams are looking good this year.
or Umzad, if you have one that you
No,
like,
I
you
like
don't
the
like.
same one. No,
I don't know
that's
if
my favorite one.
I don't know if this guy.
I like Metcalf to Pittsburgh too, to be honest. That's a good look for him,
True,
bro.
true.
He looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler. You know what I mean? He's that. They
Tough-
play
tough
tough,
guy.
guys. You know,
Yeah.
don't mess around. Straighten you out. You talk. All right. Cool.
Miles Garrett signed that 350 million. Yeah, Jerry Jones is definitely not going to pay Miles Garrett that money. And to have the attention go off of Jerry Jones to go to somebody else, Jerry Jones don't like that. Jerry Jones wants all the smoke, all the attention around him. The Dallas Cowboys ain't going to sign nobody. They signed Javonte Williams earlier.
He should play.
Yeah, no, I mean, your running backs are horrible. I mean, since Miles Garrett signed that big contract, guess who's going to want more money per year? Micah Parsons.
Podcast Micah.
Podcast Micah. Yeah, then yeah, so
Podcast Parsons, yo.
Podcast Parsons.
Podcast P and Podcast Parsons. Yeah, I don't know what these Cowboys are doing. I mean, same nonsense every year. They ain't gonna sign nobody. Been pretty.
Well, we're gonna have to get into like a whole Dallas offseason video soon,
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, just
No, we're not wasting time on those guys. We're not making no video. Sorry, guys. We didn't make no video.
No, we gotta-
the Cowboys, but
we
I
gotta
don't know
talk
what
about
they do. They're gonna have to sign. They're gonna have to do all these contracts back with Dak and CeeDee Lamb and Micah. Oh my God, I don't know what they're gonna do.
It's been a busy week in the NFL.
Yeah, tell me about it. My guys are tired from making all these posts and everything. My gosh.
I know. Just looking at all these.
Y'all
names.
go check out the Instagram.
Yeah, go check out the Instagram first of all. But looking at all these names and all these transactions make me get tired.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications if you haven't. Don't forget to check us out on the Instagram where you can see reels, bloopers, and all kinds of information. More live updates than what we can make videos on. But then again, guys, we thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.